Hi, in this video I'm going to review the stock of AMD. Now there are a lot of people that think that the stock of AMD is just another horrible stock, but that's not true. In this video, we're going to break down the stock and let you know if you really should buy the stock of AMD or not. Stocks, real-time US stock quotes reflect trades reported through NASDAQ only. Comprehensive quotes and volume reflect trading in all markets and are delayed at least 15 minutes. International stock quotes are delayed as per exchange requirements. Fundamental company data and analyst estimates provided by FactSet. Copyright 2019. Copyright FactSet Research Systems Incorporated. All rights reserved. Source: FactSet. Indexes. Index quotes may be real-time or delayed as per exchange requirements. Refer to timestamps for information on any delays. Source: FactSet. Markets Diary. Data on U.S. Overview page represent trading in all U.S. markets and updates until 8 p.m. See Closing Diaries table for 4 p.m. closing data. Sources: FactSet, Dow Jones. Stock movers, gainers, decliners, and most actives. Market activity tables are a combination of NYSE, NASDAQ, NYSE American and NYSE Arca listings. Sources: FactSet, Dow Jones. ETF movers includes ETFs and ETNs with volume of at least 50,000. Sources: FactSet, Dow Jones. Bonds, bond quotes are updated in real time. Sources: FactSet, Tulip Pre-Bond. Currencies, currency quotes are updated in real time. Sources: FactSet, Tulip Pre-Bond. Commodities and futures, futures prices are delayed at least 10 minutes as per exchange requirements. Change value during the period between open outcry settle and the commencement of the next day's trading is calculated as the difference between the last trade and the prior day's settle. Change value during other periods is calculated as the difference between the last trade and the most recent settle. Source: FactSet. Data are provided as for informational purposes only and are not intended for trading purposes. FactSet, A, does not make any express or implied warranties of any kind regarding the data, including, without limitation, any warranty of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose or use, and, B, shall not be liable for any errors, incompleteness, interruption, or delay, action taken in reliance on any data, or for any damages resulting therefrom. Data may be intentionally delayed pursuant to supplier requirements. Mutual funds and ETFs. All of the mutual fund and ETF information contained in this display, with the exception of the current price and price history, was supplied by Lipper, a Refinitiv company, subject to the following: Copyright 2019. Copyright Refinitiv. All rights reserved. Any copying, republication or redistribution of Lipper content, including by caching, framing or similar means, is expressly prohibited without the prior written consent of Lipper. Lipper shall not be liable for any errors or delays in the content, or for any actions taken in reliance thereon. The Senate just agreed $52 billion to boost U.S. chip making. It's going to take a lot more. Biden's call was widely supported by the industry, with a cross-sector alliance of semiconductors companies forming promptly after the announcement in an effort to push for the money to be rapidly secured. With the Senate greenlighting the bill, the funding is effectively one step closer to becoming a reality. The law is now headed to the House of Representatives, where it will be debated before it is sent to the White House for the president's signature. We are in a competition to win the 21st century, and the starting gun has gone off. As other countries continue to invest in their own research and development, we cannot risk falling behind, said Biden in a press release. I look forward to working with the House of Representatives on this important bipartisan legislation, and I look forward to signing it into law as soon as possible. If the bill is passed, the vast majority of the investment will be allocated to a Chips for America fund that will boost research and development programs across the nation during the next 5 years to develop next-generation semiconductors. Part of the budget will also be allocated specifically to support the needs of the Department of Defense, DoD, and of intelligence agencies. The bill also seeks to establish a new program that will identify vulnerabilities in the U.S.'s semiconductor supply chain, and work to address and mitigate those gaps. Currently, in effect, chip manufacturing is largely concentrated in regions outside of the U.S. Specifically, semiconductor foundries, which print the silicon wafers that contain nanometer-scale integrated circuits, are predominantly based in Southeast Asia. This is because, Instead of going through the complex process of manufacturing semiconductors for their products in-house, most companies have in the past years outsourced the job to two leading companies, Samsung and TSMC. As a result, about 3/4 of the world's semiconductor manufacturing capacity comes from China, Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan. At the same time, manufacturing capacity in the US has significantly declined. According to a recent report carried out by the Semiconductor Industry Association, SIA, the US held 37% of the global chip manufacturing capacity in 1990, a number that has gone down to 12% today, mostly due to the stagnation of government subsidies to help the industry prosper. The latest round of funding included in the Innovation and Competition Act, therefore, is likely to contribute to boosting the domestic production of semiconductors. The main challenge in the semiconductor industry at the moment is that the leading-edge processor technology is centered in Asia, in TSMC and Samsung, Alan Priestley, vice president analyst at Gartner, told ZDNet. This is about the US trying to encourage more foundry and production capacity within the US to mitigate this. Recent months have only stressed the risk of relying on a handful of foreign companies to supply components that are as critical as semiconductors. The COVID-19 pandemic, in effect, has triggered a spike in demand for products that require large numbers of sophisticated chips, think PCs, laptops, or gaming consoles. Foundries, however, do not currently have the capacity to manufacture enough semiconductors to meet global demand, meaning that many industries are finding themselves short of components. Recent analysis forecasts that equipment manufacturers will be facing 6 to 12 months of lead times for wafer deliveries in the coming months, meaning that consumers will experience delays when ordering products. What is now described as a global chip shortage is expected to last well into 2022. The new bill's $52 billion investment, of course, would come too late to resolve the current issue. The US wants to expand its capacity, but it takes time, said Priestley. In the near term, this won't have any impact whatsoever. It will take many years to follow through. In the longer term, the budget could have a significant impact on the domestic production of semiconductors. SIA previously estimated that a $50 billion investment in the industry would enable the construction of 19 foundries and ensure that the US can meet domestic demand for chips used in national security systems, aerospace, and critical infrastructure. SIA CEO John Neufer, in fact, praised the passage of the new bill as a pivotal step towards strengthening the country's semiconductor industry, and called on the House of Representatives to swiftly pass the investments to be signed into law. But on top of building foundries and manufacturing capacity, the bill is also designed to drive long-term research and development programs that will deliver leading-edge semiconductor technologies. According to Priestley, despite the huge budget, this will be easier said than done. There's a huge number of aspects that go into the supply chain, from growing the silicon to make the wafers, building the foundries, assembling, testing, or packaging. It's a seriously complex chain that is spread at the moment across a wide range of different places, said Priestley. The $52 billion budget, therefore, will need to be spread across a range of academic institutions tackling different parts of the supply chain. It will contribute and accelerate development, but it won't make a radical change to the industry, concluded Priestley. You'd need more than that. Although strengthening the U.S.'s semiconductor industry constitutes a major part of the Innovation and Competition Act, the new bill also addressed many other national objectives when it comes to new technologies.